Okay, so this is one another example. So using some different numbers and different number of cases. So I simply added one more case per each group. So now we have 3 more cases from the next one. So that will be 24 cases. But just in case, so count is number. So let's try to find the n. So you can see that. So in all equation, n is 24 and j, the number of a group is 3 because we still have the number of groups as 3. So let's try to find the t critical, but it's later, right? Because we need to do it in the sequentially. So as we did so far, let's find the grand mean first. So equal average. Okay, I will speed up a little bit compared with the previous video because we have one more video before. Alright, so this is the grand mean, same. Okay, so mean of the group A, so that is average of the first group here. Okay, so and then average of the second group. Okay, average of the third group is here. Alright, so we can calculate like that. So we can start from the total sum of square, that is, open the parentheses, each number minus the grand mean. So I'm using the second trick because in the last video, we put the mean and the number of the means of the groups of the grand mean manually. But you might be very curious because so far use the number or calculation like this and close the parentheses and square. Yeah, it's easier, right? And why professor doesn't use that? Because it makes some error. Okay, so here we can see it's calculated very well, but here we can see this number minus nothing. Okay, here, so other numbers. So instead of grand mean, if you just drag it in that way, the calculation also moves again and again, again, again. So these are not correct numbers. So that's why we are not using this way. But if we want to fix the address, so equal, you might be curious why I'm doing that. Okay, so if we want to just click this one, it means that in the G7 or here, if you see the keyboard, your keyboard, you will see the F4. You can simply hit F4 here, and it means that you want to fix this address. So B2 is the number or score X that will be unchanged as a variability. So if I drag it down, the B2 will be B3, B4, B5 like that. But you want to fix the address. So this is the grand mean, and you need to subtract the grand mean of each cases. So it means that you want to fix that address. So if you see more square, okay, and then you can see this number. It's too big, so let's decrease a little bit. Alright, so let's compare this one. Okay, this number B2 minus this number minus grand mean is same. Okay, again. Okay, so now we have no problem, right? So if we hit the F4 key in the address of the number, that will be very, very useful. Or because of your keyboard problem or issue and limitation, if there is no F4 key, you can simply use this one as well. So in front of the G, an alphabet, add the dollar, and in front of number, you can add the dollar. So originally we had G7 here, right? So G7 is that number, but just simply add the dollar key, okay, here and here. Then you will calculate in the way. So you should not add the dollar after the number because that means some wrong way. So either use the F4 key in your keyboard or just add the dollar in front of your number or alphabet. $G, $7, that is the address. Okay, so that's again on that way. So it's saying, so between each number minus the group mean. So now here group mean is calculating the A because we calculate the group mean A here, and then it's saying so F4 or $, close the parentheses, open the bracket, okay, square. So apply this number by the end of the group A. Okay, you need to stop there. Also, the number, each number, because X, IJ, which means the group, some score or number or case in the group, and minus the group mean is 39, and then hit F4. No, F4. Okay, and square this and apply this calculation. Okay, by the end of the group B is same number minus the group mean, which is very big now, and F4. Okay, close the parentheses, and 2. Okay, drag it again, like this. Okay, so also the decimal place is not so good here. So we can see here and the total sum of square total and sum of square within. So we can calculate from the total as the sum of the difference between the sum of square total and the sum of a square within, like this, right? Close parentheses. And as we did that, total minus within is between. So we don't need to calculate a lot. Okay, so degrees of freedom of the between is j minus 1, which is number of a group minus 1. So that is 3 minus 1. And now the df within is df denominator, so that is n minus j. Now we have 24 cases, so that is 24 minus 3. Okay, it's 21. So the total is n minus 1, so 24 minus 1 is 23. So that's it. Now we have that SS between, MS between is SS between divided by degrees of freedom between. So that is this number, sum of square between divided by degrees of freedom. And then within is also sum of square within divided by degrees of freedom. Alrighty. The F statistic is MS between divided by MS within. So same MS between, MS between divided MS within. Alrighty. So now we have 13. So we need to go to F critical. So let's try to find the number. So now we have degrees of freedom as 2, right? Same. And degrees of freedom 21. So 21 is here. 21 is here, right? And we are using the 0.5 as our upper level. And we are going in this way. Okay, right. So 3.47 is our critical, right? 3.47 will be our critical. So let's say that 3.47 is our critical, and let me show you the graphics of that one. So 21. Okay, so yeah, it's only rounded off number, so maybe you can just use that. So our T critical is if our calculated F is inside of the critical area, that will be the statistically significant. We can reject the null. So our T calculated is 13.05 something. So that is literally inside of the critical area. So we can reject the null hypothesis in this case of the example. Alright, so this is the easier or a little bit a trick, one trick version or one skill version using the stars or the F4 in here. But either way, which I'm not sure which one is more convenient for you. So you can manually put a number because sometimes it's very tricky and sometimes it will increase the likelihood of the error. But if you're more familiar with that, maybe you can use the dollar signs and or F4 to fix the address. So it's totally up to you. Alright, so okay, great job and see you in the next video again.